Hello, everybody. I'm a researcher at the University of Melbourne, working in collaboration with museums to advance their use of innovative technologies. Unfortunately, I couldn't join you today at the conference, but I'm happy to share my project virtually, and I hope my presentation will be engaging, useful, and will lead to interesting discussions in the end. Today, I would like to present you my new project on soft power of smart cities and the role of smart museums in placemaking, tourism development, and urban branding. 21st century marks the age of rapidly increasing urbanization and global boom of the museum industry. Cities stand out on the world stage as key players in the international relations alongside their national governments. They develop their unique urban identities that serve as magnets for global dwellers, tourists, skilled creatives, and immigrants. City diplomacy has become an integral part of public policy, mainly through the urban soft power or power of attraction. Joseph Nye originally defined soft power as a country's ability to influence others through persuasion, ideas, and cultural attraction. Urban soft power is a legitimate evolution of the concept. It stands for influence, cultural exchange, and reputation of a city. Interestingly, museums play more than just a marginal role in such a global rise of cities. A fast growth of museum industry is spreading around the world. There is no single continent left without a museum, including Antarctica, where there are already 5 museums. In the last 40 years, more than 40,000 new museums were built around the world, which is a half of all museums that exist today. Museums have earned their important place in urban creative economies as new powerful players. Museums prove to work well to accelerate tourism, generate economic activity in the city, cultural neighborhoods, and attract international investments. As a result, museums transform from places of branded experiences into centers of soft power. Museums elevate global visibility of cities, they shape and even define their urban identities. In the context of post-industrial economy, smart city has arisen in different parts of the world as the more productive urban model that can employ the power of data to improve the quality of life. Smart city employs digital technology to accumulate, organize, and manage big data to improve economic and political efficiency to facilitate urban development. Smart city is also a new urban cultural policy that is steadily replacing creative city framework. The shift in urban policies requires the development of new tools to properly manage and understand big data generated by key cultural institutions. For example, museums produce large amount of data that capture their activities locally and globally, on site and online. While the smart city stresses the efficiency of data management, big data generated by museums is not meaningfully integrated into strategic smart city planning and implementation. Furthermore, smart city initiatives are currently lacking effective evaluation tools to measure specific meaningful outcomes. For instance, crucial outcomes could be evaluated against the city global reputation and its capacity to project soft power. My research addresses this gap in academic literature and proposes a framework that integrates museums as actors of soft power within a smart city local data ecology. This framework rests on 3 foundational stages of Nye's model of soft power convergence from mere resources to strategic outputs and finally to outcomes. The process of generating soft power starts with activating available resources and leading to specific outputs, such as events targeted at particular audiences, and eventually shaping public perceptions as key outcomes of activities. I argue that on all stages of the soft power convergent process, museums generate a vast amount of data that can be strategically used within a museum city evaluation and planning to measure, predict, and leverage urban soft power. In the next few minutes, I will explain how exactly museum resources, outputs, and outcomes data can inform a strategic evaluation of smart city performance. A city international reputation and its soft power to attract the is the new metric for the global performance of cities. Two components help to project a positive brand. First is the place itself, and second, the deployment of soft power attributes such as culture, ideology, achievements, and media. A strategic leverage of cultural data through smart city technologies can boost a city positive image and create a sophisticated urban identity with a global appeal. However, smart city strategies can positively affect placemaking only if they draw on cultural assets of the city and the unique local identity. Each city has its own story to tell, and this success is determined by immersive experiences and storytelling aspects. In this sense, museums are very influential players. Through their collections, museums generate their power to attract and create a symbolic image of a place. Cultural heritage comes into new life when it acquires a digital dimension in the form of data and metadata that can be effectively shared, exchanged, transformed, and manipulated. Well, building a digital collection is only the first step in transforming the museum into a smart heritage platform. Digital resources of museums can be brought to a high level of global circulation, consumption, and meaningful reuse through available smart technologies that can allow users to re-envision and actually to re-engineer museum collections. A good example from the world of museums is Europeana. It is the largest multilingual digital heritage aggregator in Europe, which brings together cultural heritage content from more than 2,500 museums. In 2016, the platform released a report, which is called Europeana for Smart Cities, in which it clearly outlined how creative data reuse can help to share the heritage of a city to define urban identity and empower communities to increase tourism. In the last few years, a number of mobile applications have been developed to promote place branding of several European cities and places. For example, in Croatia, Greetings from Zagreb is one of such applications. It is an Android app that employs historical city postcards to take users on a virtual tour through Zagreb. It offers a historic walk through a dozen of locations and allows digital explorers to compare the city then and now with the help of artifacts, maps, postcards, and photographs from the National Museum and Library collections. Smart Heritage offers a rich cultural content and a platform to generate soft power. However, this museum data is only a smart resource that doesn't necessarily easily translate into soft power impact. It can be further activated through public engagement activities that create data republics. In the age of knowledge-based economy, cities compete on the world stage by activating creative economy and generating sustainable tourism. From the political perspective, tourism is recognized as a geopolitical tool to shape international markets and sustain political structures. Specifically, tourists develop greater and more profound understanding and empathy of the destination place. This helps to destroy cultural stereotypes and create human links, enabling cultural knowledge exchange. As a result, travelers bring their perspective, their experiences back to their homes, serving as unofficial cultural ambassadors. A contemporary traveler, however, demands smart capabilities that can enable a much more convenient, informative, and enjoyable visit and exploration of a city. Smart city technologies that are developed in conjunction with museums and cultural heritage organizations, in fact, enable such sustainable tourism. For example, an analysis of tourist walking patterns can help manage street lighting and police deployment, making urban environment more safe, resilient, and livable. Moreover, if museums are organically integrated with other leisure and commercial attractions through smart maps and wayfinding applications or journey planners, they significantly enhance urban experiences of locals and visitors. For example, a citywide application such as street museums. This is augmented reality application developed by the Museum of London for explorations of a variety of historic landmarks and unique sites of London. Not only it offers visitors more informed and deep cultural experiences, it also allows a real-time discovery of further landmarks and points of interest in the neighborhoods, as well as sends alerts of other events and attractions. Geolocation and touch browsing allow collaborative social interaction among visitors by enabling users to save, share, and bookmark their experiences and trails. Smart museums and trails make visitors' journeys more meaningful and complete and generate soft power appeal of the place. More importantly, with the technology becoming increasingly sophisticated, soft power impact finally becomes measurable. Public opinion in the 21st century is a new superpower. Global public perceptions constitute the culmination of soft power convergence process. In the age of social media, people actively use their mobile devices to share emotions and opinions and engage in online conversations about places they visit and experience through multiple social networks. Social media is a perfect tool to measure and monitor public perceptions and even track a shift through time. Publicly available geotagged data on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TripAdvisor, created by museum goers and travelers, provide a plethora of visual and text-based information revealing insights into how visitors encounter museums and cultural heritage sites and what is meaningful to them. The geotagged public sentiment data shapes digital dimension of placemaking, collectively defined by how people experience cities as a dynamic process. Furthermore, possibilities of smart cities to dynamically track and evaluate human perceptions are rapidly growing with the deployment of new face recognition and emotion sensor technologies that can be installed in museums and cultural heritage sites around the city. For museums and municipal governments, this increased understanding of visitors, travelers, and residents can fundamentally inform all aspects of smart city design and planning and enhance the ongoing dialogue between objects, people, and spaces. My presentation offered a three-dimensional framework of data curation mechanism that stressed the role of museums and cultural heritage sites in supplying data for a more strategic and proactive smart city management that can wield soft power. Museums have always been important actors of soft power. In the digital age, their smart capabilities have reinforced their significance within urban environments, shaping how locals, residents, and tourists perceive and interact with smart cities. The soft power evaluation framework that I propose could help advance smart cities to a more progressive urban models that are dynamic, mobile, and responsive to urban challenges and public needs. It was a pleasure to present this project to you today. I'm looking forward to receiving your questions and comments via email. I will be happy to continue a conversation with those who are interested in this research. Thank you so much for your attention today and enjoy the rest of the conference.